My beloved friend, I want you to listen very carefully today, because what I am about to share with you has the power to shift your entire financial atmosphere. This is not just another message about prosperity. This is divine revelation, a spiritual law that governs the flow of money. Favor and breakthrough. Many people pray, work hard and struggle, yet they never see the abundance they dream of. But today, you are going to learn how to summon hidden money, not through striving, but through spiritual authority. What I'm about to reveal is a secret principle that has transformed ordinary lives into extraordinary testimonies. You see, money does not respond to emotion, it responds to faith. It does not obey worry, it obeys divine command. There is a language that heaven and the earth understand, vibration that moves resources from the unseen to the seen. And once you learn to speak that language, doors will open where walls once stood. I want you to stay with me till the very end of this message, because every second is charged with revelation that can unlock your next level of breakthrough. Imagine for a moment that hidden wealth, forgotten opportunities, unexpected favor, and divine connections are all around you right now. They are not far. They are waiting to be summoned. The spiritual realm is full of resources prepared for those who dare to believe. But there's one condition. You must learn how to activate it with your words, your thoughts, and your faith. In the next few moments, I will show you how to align your inner belief with divine truth so that lack cannot stay in your life another day. I'll reveal the secret of how your words carry authority, how your imagination builds reality, and how your faith commands results. You are about to move from hoping to having, from waiting to receiving, from struggling to overflowing. So don't click away. Don't allow distraction to steal this moment. What you are about to hear has the potential to change your financial destiny forever. Sit with an open heart, expect something divine, and let faith rise within you as we go deeper into the mystery of how to summon hidden money now. Because today, heaven's abundance is about to answer your voice. Money is a servant, not a master. This is the foundational truth that separates those who walk in divine abundance from those who live under financial pressure. From the beginning, humanity was not created to be ruled by resources, but to rule over them. Money was designed as a tool, an obedient instrument that responds to the voice of faith and the direction of divine wisdom. Yet, many have allowed money to become their master, and in doing so, they have surrendered their authority and peace. The moment money dictates your emotions, your time, or your obedience to God, it ceases to be your servant and becomes your ruler. You must begin to see money for what it truly is, an earthly material that takes instruction from spiritual authority. The child of God carries a divine mandate to govern resources through spiritual understanding. Money was never meant to be chased. It was meant to be attracted. It responds to order, discipline, and purpose. When your vision aligns with heaven's purpose, money begins to recognize your voice. Just as a shepherd commands his flock, you are called to command provision to fulfill divine assignment. The secret lies not in running after wealth, but in positioning your heart to lead it through faith and purpose. Most people spend their lives working for money because they have never realized that they can make money work for them. It is not arrogance to believe that money should obey you. It is alignment with divine design. You were created to have dominion, and that includes dominion over material things. The earth was formed with words. Everything you see was once invisible. The same power that brought creation into existence resides within your words when spoken in faith. If money is not responding, it may not be because you lack resources, but because you have not yet spoken with the authority of a master. When your spirit is in right alignment with God's will, your words carry the sound of command. Heaven and earth recognize divine authority when it speaks. Money, as part of creation, must respond to that authority. It is not rebellious. It is waiting for direction. However, money only obeys when you are detached from its control. If your heart worships it, it resists you. But when your heart worships God, money becomes your faithful servant. It begins to locate you, flow to you, and serve your mission. Every financial struggle begins when people forget this divine hierarchy. The problem is not the absence of money, but the misunderstanding of its role. Money flows toward vision, purpose, and clarity. When you stop chasing and start commanding, the current reverses. Instead of you running after it, it begins running after you. The moment you rise with the awareness that you are not a slave to circumstances or currency, the atmosphere of your finances begins to change. The voice of faith commands creation because faith was never meant to be silent. The same power that formed the heavens and the earth is present in the voice of the believer who dares to speak in alignment with divine truth. In the beginning, God did not think light into existence. He spoke it. His word carried creative authority, and that same creative ability was placed within mankind. When you speak from a heart full of faith, your words are no longer mere sounds. They become spiritual forces that shape reality. The invisible realm listens to the voice of faith. Everything that exists in the material world was first conceived and commanded in the spiritual. There are many who pray, yet their prayers carry no authority because they speak from fear and uncertainty. Faith-filled words do not beg, they decree. The voice of faith does not say, "I hope it happens." It declares, "It is done." The tone of your spirit determines the response of creation. Heaven recognizes the sound of authority, and when faith speaks, all of creation pauses to obey. Even money, opportunities, and open doors are part of creation. They respond to faith because they were designed to. The one who walks in faith is not limited by what they see because the unseen realm is more real than the visible. Faith reaches into that realm and pulls forth what has been hidden. When you speak with conviction, your words carry substance. Every declaration becomes a seed that carries within it the DNA of your belief. Just as a seed planted in the soil must produce after its kind, your faith words produce after the nature of what you believe. If you continually declare lack, fear, and limitation, those words give birth to their own reality. But when you speak abundance, peace, and provision, you activate the creative power of heaven within your life. The universe is not moved by emotion, but by authority. The one who knows their position in God and speaks from that place of confidence will always see manifestation. The voice of faith is not loud because of volume, but because of alignment. It carries weight in the spiritual dimension because it echoes divine truth. When your words harmonize with the word of God, they gain unstoppable force. This is why speaking the word in faith is one of the most powerful acts a human being can perform. It connects the natural to the supernatural. Angels respond, circumstances rearrange, and even finances realign when the sound of faith is released to summon hidden money or opportunities. You must learn to speak not from need, but from dominion. The voice of faith does not chase provision. It calls it by name and commands it to appear. Every time you declare, "My resources are for finding me now," something begins to shift in the unseen. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are commanding the manifestation of what already exists in the spiritual realm. Prosperity begins in the mind before it manifests in the hand, because everything that appears in the physical world first exists as a thought, a vision, or a belief. The mind is the spiritual womb where abundance is conceived. Before a person ever experiences increase in their finances, they must first expand the capacity of their inner vision. A poor mind will always produce a poor life, no matter how much opportunity surrounds it, while a prosperous mind will always find a way to create, attract, and multiply. The universe responds to mental pictures more than to physical effort, because thoughts are the blueprints that faith builds upon. Every man and woman who has ever risen into prosperity began by transforming their inner world long before their external reality changed. The greatest tragedy is that many pray for financial blessing while their minds are still programmed for lack. They speak words of abundance, but hold mental pictures of insufficiency. As long as the mind is divided, manifestation cannot occur, because faith thrives in agreement. Your thoughts, emotions, and words must all align with the same vibration of abundance. When your inner image shifts, your external circumstances follow. This is why the renewal of the mind is not a suggestion, but a command for anyone seeking transformation. When your thinking changes, everything connected to you begins to change as well. Money and opportunities are drawn to vision. Vision creates magnetism. When you see yourself as someone worthy of wealth, capable of stewardship, and destined for impact, resources begin to locate you. Your energy shifts, your decisions improve, and your actions gain purpose. Prosperity is not only about money, but about expansion, an expansion of awareness, creativity, and possibility. You cannot hold in your hand what you have not first embraced in your heart. A renewed mind dismantles old limitations and builds a new reality based on divine abundance. Poverty begins in the mind because it is a way of thinking that believes in limitation, fear, and dependence on external systems. Prosperity begins when you realize that the greatest resource is already within you. The ideas you have, the faith you hold, and the vision you carry are greater than any paycheck. When you begin to meditate on abundance and speak from a place of gratitude and expectation, you are reprogramming your subconscious mind to attract provision. You start making decisions that align with increase rather than fear. When your inner world is filled with thoughts of abundance, lack loses its grip. You stop waiting for external change and begin creating it. Faith-filled thoughts attract divine guidance, creative solutions, and supernatural favor. The spiritual law is simply, you cannot manifest what you cannot first imagine. Before prosperity fills your life, it must fill your consciousness. The moment your mind sees yourself as blessed, heaven finds a way to make that picture visible to the world. The spirit of poverty is broken through revelation, not struggle, because lack is not merely a financial condition, but a spiritual mindset that blinds a person to divine provision. Many spend their lives working harder, trying to escape poverty through effort alone, but still find themselves trapped in cycles of insufficiency. The problem is not in their hands, but in their understanding. Revelation is the light that exposes the lie of limitation. When the truth of divine provision enters the heart, the chains of lack lose their power. You cannot fight darkness with more darkness. Only light can remove it. In the same way, no amount of struggle can remove poverty until a person receives the revelation that they were never meant to live in lack. Revelation shifts your identity. The moment you see yourself not as a beggar, but as a steward of divine resources, everything changes. Poverty teaches dependency on systems, but revelation teaches dependency on God's unlimited supply. It opens your spiritual eyes to recognize that abundance already exists in the unseen realm, waiting for you to claim it by faith. When your spirit has this truth, fear and scarcity lose their control. Struggle may teach survival, but revelation teaches dominion. Those who live by revelation operate from rest, not anxiety. They no longer chase provision, they attract it, because they understand they are heirs of divine wealth. The spirit of poverty often hides behind fear, doubt, and small thinking. It whispers that there will never be enough, that others are more deserving, and that success is for someone else. Revelation silences that voice by reminding you that you were created in the image of a limitless God. Divine abundance is not for a select few, but for all who align their minds with heaven's reality. When you see through the eyes of revelation, even small opportunities become seeds of greatness. You stop measuring your potential by what you possess and begin to see every circumstance as soil for divine multiplication. Struggle alone creates exhaustion, but revelation brings acceleration. When you know who you are and what belongs to you, you stop striving and start commanding. Revelation empowers you to speak to lack with authority. You realize that poverty is not your identity. It is a temporary illusion that disappears under the light of truth. Once your spirit grasps that provision is your inheritance, doors open that effort alone could never unlock. Divine revelation transforms your posture from pleading to praising, from waiting to walking in faith. True wealth is not first measured by numbers, but by understanding. A person can have little yet think richly, and eventually draw abundance into their life. Revelation restores divine order. It places you above circumstance and positions you as a vessel of overflow. When your spirit awakens to this reality, the atmosphere around you begins to shift. Opportunities start to appear. Favor begins to flow, and the unseen becomes visible because the light of revelation has broken the chains of lack forever. Obedience unlocks hidden resources because every divine instruction carries within it the seed of provision. Many people pray for breakthrough, waiting for blessings to fall from the sky, yet they ignore the small, quiet voice that gives direction. The truth is that God never releases abundance apart from instruction. When you obey the word spoken to your heart, even when it seems illogical or inconvenient, you open a supernatural flow that reason cannot explain. Throughout history, those who experienced financial or spiritual miracles were those who acted quickly on divine guidance. Obedience may not always make sense, but it always produces fruit. Every act of obedience is a key that unlocks a door you did not know existed. There are seasons when the answer to your prayer is not another request, but a step of faith. Divine provision is often hidden behind simple acts of obedience. A word spoken in faith, a seed given in generosity, a decision to forgive, a commitment to stay faithful. The reason obedience carries so much power is that it proves trust. When you act without seeing the outcome, heaven recognizes your faith and moves resources into your path. Money, opportunities, and favor begin to align themselves with the direction of your obedience. God does not bless effort alone. He blesses alignment. When you walk in the path He reveals, the earth must yield its treasure to you. Obedience has a spiritual frequency that creation responds to. The moment you choose to obey, something in the unseen realm begins to move. Closed doors begin to open, people begin to favor you, and situations rearrange themselves to serve your purpose. You cannot command what you refuse to obey. Authority in the spiritual realm is born from submission to divine direction. When you obey the small instructions, you are entrusted with greater authority to command larger blessings. Hidden resources often remain hidden, not because God is withholding them, but because obedience has not yet been completed. Many lose their breakthrough because they delay their obedience. The longer you hesitate, the quieter divine opportunities become. The key is to move immediately when the Spirit prompts you. The voice of God always leads you toward increase, even if the instruction temporarily feels uncomfortable. When He says give, it is never loss. It is investment. When He says go, it is not risk. It is alignment. Every act of obedience places a demand on heaven's economy. The river of provision flows in the direction of divine instruction. Obedience transforms your relationship with money and provision. You stop depending on human systems and start living by supernatural supply. You no longer chase blessings. Blessings chase you because you have become a vessel of trust. Each obedient step you take opens another dimension of resource that had been waiting for your response. There are treasures buried in obedience that labor can never earn. When faith and obedience unite, the miraculous becomes normal and hidden wealth begins to reveal itself to those who dare to act without hesitation. Spoken words are the most powerful currency in the spiritual realm, for everything created responds to sound. When you speak, you are not simply forming sentences, you are releasing vibrations that shape realities. Words carry the authority of the one who speaks them, and when spoken in faith, they become commands that summon provision, open doors, and dismantle invisible barriers. Many people pray for financial breakthrough, yet cancel their own blessings with words of doubt, fear, and limitation. You cannot speak lack and expect abundance. You cannot confess defeat and expect victory. The spiritual realm does not respond to your desires. It responds to your declarations. When your words align with divine truth, they create the conditions for miracles to manifest. There is a reason the ancient scriptures emphasize the power of the tongue. Life and death are contained in it, which means your present reality is often a reflection of the words you've been consistently speaking. If you call yourself broke, the energy of lack attaches itself to you. If you call yourself blessed, abundance begins to move toward you. The spoken word is the bridge between faith and manifestation. Faith without words is dormant. It is when you release your belief through speech that you authorize heaven to act on your behalf. The universe is not confused by silence, it is activated by clear, faith-filled words. Every declaration you make creates an atmosphere. Negative speech pollutes your environment with resistance, while faith-filled affirmations purify the space around you, making it fertile for blessings to grow. Speaking abundance is not self-deception, it is spiritual alignment. You are declaring what heaven has already approved, even before your physical eyes can see it. This is why the truly faithful speak as if it is already done. When you say, I am prosperous, you are not lying, you are agreeing with the truth that has yet to appear. This agreement pulls the unseen into the seen. Consistent, intentional speech is how hidden money and resources are summoned. Your voice carries authority, and every time you declare abundance, your words become spiritual assignments sent to gather opportunities, ideas, and financial favor. When you declare increase, people you have never met begin to think of you. When you speak promotion, positions begin to shift in your direction. When you bless your hands and your work, productivity multiplies. The more you speak, the stronger the vibration becomes, and soon your words create momentum that nothing can stop. This is why silence in times of struggle is dangerous. When life presses you, it is your declarations that protect your destiny. You must speak not what you see, but what you desire to see. Speak wealth when there is lack. Speak peace when there is chaos. Speak open doors when everything seems closed. The tongue is not just for communication, it is for creation. As you continually speak with conviction, your words begin to shape your financial atmosphere until heaven's abundance manifests in your reality. Beloved, as we come to the end of this message, remember this divine truth. Everything you need already exists in the unseen realm, waiting for your faith and your words to bring it into being. Hidden money, opportunities, favor, and breakthrough are not far from you. They are simply waiting for you to rise in authority and call them forth. You are not meant to live in limitation when heaven has already declared your abundance. The moment you begin to speak what you believe without wavering or fear, creation starts to move in your favor. Every debt, every closed door, every obstacle begins to bow to the sound of your faith. You are called to live above lack and beyond fear. You are chosen to command the resources of heaven on earth. So open your mouth with boldness. Speak wealth into your business, prosperity into your home, and divine favor over your future. Remember, the world does not respond to silence. It responds to the sound of faith. Let your words be filled with expectation, your heart filled with gratitude, and your spirit unshakable in belief. As you walk from this message today, may divine abundance surround you. May every hidden treasure begin to locate you. May your words become keys that unlock doors you never knew existed. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. This is your appointed season to rise, to prosper, and to walk in overflow. May heaven's favor rest upon you. May unexpected blessings chase you down. May your finances multiply beyond measure. And may peace fill your home like a river that never runs dry. Good luck on your divine journey, my friend. May every word you speak today bring you closer to the miracle you've been waiting for. Thank you for listening. Thank you for believing. And thank you for walking in faith. Your breakthrough is not coming. It has already begun. God bless you abundantly.